Hello friends, welcome to Whitey Books Readers. Today we are going to talk about a book that doesn't promise motivation, doesn't sell dreams, and doesn't lie to you. The book is called How to Be Disciplined by Sheldon Howe. This is not a book about becoming rich overnight. It's a book about becoming stronger from the inside. And to understand its lessons, let me tell you the story of a man named James. James' life before discipline. It was a cold winter evening in New York City. Outside, the streets were alive. Yellow taxis passing by, people rushing home, the sound of the city that never sleeps. But inside a small apartment on the 7th floor, James sat alone. The heater was on. A half-empty coffee cup sat on the table, and the TV was playing. But James wasn't watching. James was 27 years old. He had a job, nothing bad, nothing great. A regular corporate job that paid the bills. From the outside, his life looked fine. But inside, James felt empty. Every night, the same thought returned. Is this really my life? Is this all I'm ever going to be? He wasn't lazy. He wasn't stupid. But he wasn't disciplined. And that was slowly destroying him. The problem James couldn't name. James dreamed big. One day I'll start my own business. One day I'll become financially free. One day I'll get fit. One day I'll read more books. But that one day never came. Why? Because every day looked like this. Wake up late. Rush to work. Scroll social media. Feel tired. Sleep with regret. James wasn't failing because of lack of talent. He was failing because of lack of structure. The night everything started to change. One night, James lay on his bed, scrolling endlessly through his phone. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, motivational quotes, luxury cars, successful people. And suddenly, a video appeared. This book will fix your discipline. James laughed. What a stupid title, he said to himself. But something inside him paused. He clicked. The book's name appeared on the screen. How to Be Disciplined, Sheldon Howe. James whispered, discipline, maybe that's what I'm missing. Without overthinking, he ordered the book. 3 days later, a small package arrived. James held the book in his hands. No fancy cover, no loud promises, just simple words. That evening, he went to his balcony. New York's cold wind hit his face. The city lights shimmered below. He opened the book. Chapter 1, Set Clear Goals. The first chapter was titled, Set Clear Goals. James expected something complicated, but the book said something painfully simple. Clear and achievable goals are the foundation of discipline. Then another line, goals provide direction and motivation, making it easier to stay focused and measure progress. James froze because this exposed him. He had dreams, but no clear goals. The mirror moment. James realized something uncomfortable. He always said, I want success. I want a better life. But he never asked, success in what? Better how? By when? The book then delivered a line that hit him like a punch. If you don't know where you are going, you will never get there. James closed the book. He whispered, that's me. The first real action. For the first time in years, James didn't distract himself. He grabbed a notebook, sat in the quietest corner of his apartment, and wrote, my clear goals. Fitness. Lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months. Skills. Complete 3 advanced digital marketing courses. Mind. Read 5 books every month. When he finished writing, he felt something rare. Relief. Not motivation. Not excitement. Clarity. The next morning, reality check. James set his alarm for 6 a.m. He was serious. The alarm rang. His eyes opened. And immediately, snooze. 5 more minutes, he said. Those 5 minutes turned into an hour. When he woke up again, it was 7:30 a.m. He stared at the ceiling. Great, I failed on day 1. The first discipline lesson. Instead of quitting, James opened the book again. He read, failure is part of the process. Do not be discouraged by small setbacks. Focus on getting back on track. James smiled weakly. So even the book expected this. That night, he made a change. The visual system James put a large chart on his wall. Goals on the left, small empty boxes on the right. Every completed task equals one check mark. Simple, visible, powerful. Small wins begin. Over the next few days, he woke up earlier. He went for short walks. He reduced junk food. One morning, he jogged in the park. Cold air, other runners, discipline in motion. James thought, these people aren't special. They're just consistent. Break goals into steps. The book said, break your goals into small, manageable steps. Big goals feel overwhelming. James adjusted his plan. Week 1, 10-minute jog. Week 2, 15 minutes. Week 3, 20 minutes. Suddenly, it felt doable. The family realization. One evening, James' phone rang. It was his mother. "Why haven't you called us?" she asked. Guilt hit him. In chasing discipline, he had forgotten balance. He wrote a new goal: call parents every week. Because discipline without humanity is not growth. That night, James reviewed his day. He wasn't perfect, but he was intentional. And for the first time, his life had direction. But this was only the beginning, because discipline is not built by goals alone. The next lesson would challenge him even more: routine. Chapter 2: The Power of Routine. A few days had passed. James' wall chart now had a few check marks. Not many, but enough to prove one thing: change was possible. One evening after dinner, James sat on his couch with the book again. He turned the page. The next chapter title stared back at him: Develop a Routine. James sighed. Routine, he muttered. That's always been my weakness. James' chaotic life. James' life had no structure. Some nights he slept at 1 a.m. Some nights at 3. Some mornings he woke up early. Most mornings he didn't. Weekends disappeared without meaning. Time slipped through his fingers. The book said, a consistent daily routine builds habits that reinforce discipline. A structured schedule reduces distractions and increases productivity. James read every word slowly. This wasn't theory. This was his problem explained clearly. A realization most people miss. James leaned back and thought, routine doesn't make life boring. Routine protects your time. Without routine, you react to life. You waste energy deciding. You feel tired without working. With routine, you decide once. You repeat daily. You grow silently. That night, James decided something serious. Designing the perfect day. He opened his notebook and wrote, my ideal routine. 6 a.m., wake up. 6:10 to 7 a.m., exercise. 7 to 7:30 a.m., breakfast. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., deep work. 12 to 1 p.m., lunch plus rest. 1 to 5 p.m., work. Evening, reading/skill learning. 10 p.m., sleep. James looked at the list. Simple, clean, logical. But he knew the truth. Planning is easy. Execution is hard. Day 1 of routine. The alarm rang at 6 a.m. James opened his eyes. His body said, stay in bed. His mind said, just today doesn't matter. And then, another voice appeared. The voice of discipline. Get up. James sat up. Not motivated. Not excited. Just obedient to his decision. The struggle phase. The first week was brutal. His muscles hurt. His mind resisted. During workouts, he thought, why am I doing this? During work, this routine is too strict. But the book had warned him, habits are hard in the beginning, but consistency makes them easier over time. James held on. The first visible change. After a few days, something shifted. When James sat to work, he didn't check his phone. When it was time to stop, he stopped. His focus improved. One day at the office, his manager looked at him and said, James, you've been extremely productive this week. Everything okay? James smiled. Yeah, he said. I'm just getting disciplined. Routine is not a prison. One weekend, James got a call. It was his friend, Ryan. Movie tonight? Ryan asked. James hesitated. Movie meant missing reading time, missing routine. But then he realized something important. The book never said, destroy your social life. It said, create balance. James replied, yeah, let's go. Flexibility, the hidden secret. Later that night, James reflected. Routine should support life, not suffocate it. The book said, rigid routines become burdens. Allow flexibility to adapt to life. James updated his schedule. Free time slots, recovery days, social balance. And suddenly, routine felt human. Chapter 3, Self-Control. A few weeks later, James felt proud. But life tests you when you feel confident. One evening, James came home exhausted. He turned on the TV. One episode, then another. 3 hours disappeared. When he looked at his wall chart, there was no check mark. Shame crept in. I'm slipping back, he whispered. That night, he opened the book again. The hardest chapter. The next lesson was titled, Embrace Self-Control. The first line hit hard. Self-control is the foundation of discipline. It is choosing long-term goals over short-term pleasure. James felt exposed. This was his real enemy. The real enemy, temptation. The book explained, distractions are everywhere. They often look harmless, but small temptations compound and destroy progress. James didn't argue. He knew his biggest distraction wasn't stress. It wasn't lack of time. It was his phone. The bold move. The next morning, James did something uncomfortable. Deleted unnecessary apps. Set screen time limits. No phone during work blocks. The first day felt painful. His hand kept reaching for the phone. But the book gave him a weapon. Every time you resist temptation, you become closer to the person you want to be. James repeated that line every time he struggled. The party test. One Saturday night, his friends invited him to a party. James knew the cost. Late night, missed workout, broken routine. He stood alone in his apartment thinking. Then he remembered the line, discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. James texted back, not tonight, working on myself. It hurt, but the next morning, when he woke up on time, worked out, and felt strong, he smiled. This was victory. Self-control in small things. James realized something important. Self-control isn't heroic. It's quiet. Saying no to junk food, turning off autoplay, sleeping on time. Small decisions, big results. James had now learned how to structure his day, how to balance routine, how to control temptation. But there was still one problem. His mind wandered, past regrets, future anxiety, and the next chapter would teach him how to master that. Mindfulness. Chapter 4. The Battle Inside the Mind. By now, James had changed. His body was stronger. His routine was stable. His self-control was improving. But something still felt heavy. Even during productive days, his mind wandered. While working, he thought about the past. While resting, he worried about the future. One evening, sitting by the window of his New York apartment, watching city lights blur into motion, James admitted the truth. I'm disciplined, but my mind is still chaotic. That night, he opened the book again. The chapter that felt different. The next chapter was short, just 2 words. Practice mindfulness. James frowned. This sounds spiritual, he thought, but the first paragraph surprised him. Mindfulness is not about meditation alone. It is about being fully present in whatever you are doing. James read that again. Fully present. When was the last time he did one thing without distraction?